First.
Okay, I thought we played well. Just lacked a little energy probably the second quarter. Didn't mean we didn't play hard. We just didn't play with the same energy we did, the first half, and that's. I think that's a key thing. You get up, 21, really end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter. It's kind of a human nature thing to relax, and you're still playing hard, but you don't play with the same energy. And we got to learn how to create that energy at all times and play 4 quarters of the same energy. I'd love to see this football team play with that, and we got to correct that before we get to playoffs, and you just got to learn how to create that deal and continue playing with that same type of energy. We did a little bit of the same thing last week, first half. We just Murray played well the first half, but we had a different type of energy when we come out the third quarter. And so we played in spurts that way today. And created some turnovers defensively, which we'd not been doing, and thought we'd played one without a turnover. They had the kind of the weird play where the play probably should have been blown dead, and the ball comes out and they score. And really our defense had played lights out up until the last drive they had, for really the only drive they had for the game. I think we was 126 yards or something offense, and defense had played good and gave up that drive, and we'd shut them out up into that point really defensively. So I think our back end secondary wise played probably the best game they've played. They took steps forward tonight and really played well. Some guys are getting seasoned back there, and they're playing really well at this time, and hopefully we'll continue that and kind of matching our front seven and doing good job there. And we just got to continue improving in all 3 phases and just get better.
What's the deal with DeMarcus?
Well, I told our team after the game, it's kind of a it kind of goes unnoticed that we play without one of our better players, arguably our best player, So, and really you didn't miss a beat. We just continued. Other guys stepped up. Miles Jones stepped up. Pope stepped up. Both of them played really well. DeMarcus has a turf toe. He got that last week in the Murray State game. Kind of didn't practice him all week. Was hoping it was going to get better. He got treatment. We tried to practice him on Thursday. He got orthotic for it, and it was just hurting him bad, And he got another one yesterday, and still in warm-ups you could just tell he was running with a limp, and we decided to hold him all together. Those turf toes can really take weeks to get over. Nigel Terrell had one, during fall camp. He missed most of fall camp, and heck, he was hampered probably the first 2 games with that. And just now, he's getting back to where he's almost 100%. So I don't know how long this is going to hamper, DeMarcus. But you think turf toe, it's not a major injury, but it's kind of like one of those high ankle sprains. It can really, hamper you as it goes along. Just he's getting good treatment on it, and hopefully it'll heal up pretty quick, and we'll get him back. But we definitely missed him tonight. Even though the next guy in line, we preach that all the time to our guys about being prepared to play and building depth, and that is one of the places on our football team we feel like we've got some depth, and I think that showed tonight, when the other 2 stepped in and did a great job tonight. And our offensive line played well, and they played without a guy. They played without Casey Dunn. That's a major blow to us up front to have lost Casey last week, to play without him. Tonight I thought those guys really did good, and just hold your breath and hopefully we won't get nobody else hurt up there. I'll go back and say it again. All great years are, you look back and you don't have a lot of injuries. So hopefully we'll stay healthy as the year goes on.
Talk a little bit about Miles Jones. Especially I was amazed at that run that he had there where it looked like rugby.
It did. He had 2 very, very impressive runs. That run where it looked like we was playing rugby, I think that carried on for about 20 yards, downfield. We were pushing the pile, and he kept his legs going. Just didn't go down. It's just how hard he was running the ball. Probably as good as I've ever seen him, and he's had some 100-yard games for us already, but probably as good as I've ever seen him run the ball. I mean, talking about running downhill with passion and getting down the hill hard with the football. He got north-south of the ball tonight. And the other, probably a better run than even the rugby play, was the long run he had right there in the third quarter that I don't know how many tackles he broke, but he broke a lot of them and really was a great run. I don't know how long that run was, probably about 60 yards, 70 yards, something like that. So, that was a very, very impressive run, on his part.
I feel like you guys play well offensively tonight, definitely. I feel like penalties hurt you guys at points during the game.
It did. I don't know if they talked about halftime he's going to call some hold calls. We got two on the same drive to open up the third quarter, and then they got one following, the next drive. So I don't know if there's a point of emphasis with the officials at halftime. We'll have to go look back and look at it and clean that up. We had a blocking below the waist, which is a very judgmental call, and that probably cost us a score. We were rolling right there on that drive and had the ball almost in the red zone, and I think that penalty backed us up 15. And it's a very questionable call on the perimeter. You can cut, I don't know. You're not supposed to cut, behind or whatever. He didn't cut behind. I don't know. I just got to watch it on film and kind of see that play really hurt us. We picked up positive yardage on that play, and that set us back to where we were. Second forever it seemed like. But penalties did hurt us some. It's a little execution problems here and there. We probably get two more scores on the board, which would have made a huge difference. And you get like the last two games. You don't punt very much, and you get to rolling, and you get frustrated. We was just talking about it on radio, and you don't feel like you played great, and you had right at 500 yards of offense. So it's not that we played bad. We just didn't cash in the chips. Some when we got close to the red zone, and so we had to do a little bit better job with penalties and cleaning some of that stuff up.
Coach, the third quarter was one of the best quarters, but the fourth quarter, it seemed like the team had more fun playing. What did you think about the team's fourth quarter?
We did. I think it goes back to that energy. It was kind of starting third quarter. We always want to set the tone that first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and how you play is very, very important. Last week against Murray, it was a tell of that first 5 minutes. We drive the field and get a field goal and then get a stop, 3 and out, and it kind of carried on the whole deal. We started third quarter this time, and it was a penalty-laden drive. It seemed like that drive lasted 10 minutes. It was a long, I don't want to say boring drive, but a long drive. But we pick up yardage and we get set back by the penalty, and I think that kind of set the tone for that third quarter. It kind of takes the energy out of the situation. So I think the fourth quarter we kind of, regained our composure a little bit, and really made some plays and made some big plays, some explosive plays. I think the run by Miles that we just talked about, it created some energy, and I think it takes, you can say whatever you want to say, but mojo and, getting that momentum, it's big, and that's the energy I'm talking about that we got to create through explosive plays, big plays, in all three phases of the game. It's no telling where it's going to come from, but we kind of lagged there in the third quarter like you're talking about. It's kind of like second quarter. I think we kind of did the same thing in the second quarter. So we played really probably a quarter and a half or 2 quarters where we didn't play with the energy we want to play with, and what we got to make our football team about.
Coach, one of the secretive stats that I really think talk about a lot is your defensive third downs.
It's big.
15. How are you guys doing it?
Well, I don't know. I think we got a good third down package. We need to use some nickel and dime situations to where, and we bring pressure. We're not a laid-back defense where we don't bring pressure. We're going to pressure you on third downs, and right now we're doing a really good job, I think, of disguising, our blitz package and kind of what we're doing to you, how we're attacking you, and not tipping our hat to where we're going to be 1 high, 2 high, things like that. And we continue to do that, and it goes back to we're playing better on the back end as well. And that's been a kind of a consistent. We've done a pretty good job for most of the year getting off the field on third down, and that's a big statistic that a lot of people don't go. It goes unnoticed sometimes, and I think their completion rate tonight. They told me on radio a while ago was like 34% or 24% or something like that. So we did a good job with the ball in the air. We did some good things for sure. But that is a huge statistic to be able to force punts. And we talk about it all the time. We work third downs constantly, from a defensive standpoint and an offensive standpoint, because that's the ball game most of the time, is how well you do on third downs.
Devontae Sigler, big team win. Defense put up some. I mean, you kept them, you limited them tonight. Good job on defense. Just talk about the game tonight.
Man, the game tonight, we just knew that they were going to come in and try to be physical because of their record. They feel like they should have beat us last year, and they feel like they should have beat us this year. So we just tried to come out and just show those guys that you're not be able to play with us. I feel like no one in the OVC can play with us when we play like we want to play. When we get it in our head at the beginning of the game that we're going to be physical and we're going to shut team down, we can do that, and we're positive.
Just talk about you included a lot of guys on the on the defensive line. I mean, y'all coming in and out fresh legs, and you guys were able to push them around up front tonight. Talk about your unit as a whole and how you guys feed off each other.
Man, we got 6 guys in all, and it's just like blasting. If I go in for 3 plays, I'm coming out the next 3, and someone else is coming in on third down. We just keep that rotation going, and it's just better for us because we're so big, and we're already used to tempo anyway, so we can do it, but we just rather have fresh guys in, and Coach Bate does a great job with the rotation.
All right, Max. Guys able to move the football a little bit tonight. You had a good night through the air. Just kind of talk about the performance as a whole.
We knew coming in the game we could do some different things offensively, and we had a solid game plan with shots going deep and mixing in runs, and we kind of knew how they would play in certain situations, and we took advantage of that. We definitely took advantage of that early. We kind of fell off, but it was good to see us pick back up in rhythm there late in the third.
Your offensive line really, had some moments tonight where they just really pushed them around in front. Talk about that offensive line unit without Casey and some new guys in there. Just kind of talk about them.
Yeah, it's tough to see Casey go down. He does nothing but come to work every day, but you can go down the line. Every one of those guys comes to work every day, and they're just great at what they do, and they want to be the best, and they don't accept failure.
And then talk about you didn't have DeMarcus tonight, but, didn't really miss a beat in the running game. Miles really stepped up, and Buster too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miles and Buster are great complementary backs, and as you saw tonight, they can make plays too. So it's good knowing that you can have your star running back out and still produce offensively.
Marquise, just kind of talk about the offense, clicking, throwing the ball, running the ball. Just kind of talk about the offensive effort today.
I was just very, very happy with the offense, how we've been playing lately. Guys have been clicking in all phases of the game, running, passing, blocking. So I'm very, very excited how the offense came along.
You got loose there early. Talk about that first touchdown.
It's just a simple pass play. Post route, Eli put it on the money, so just had to catch the ball, that's all.
So many weapons. It seems like every week in the receiving corps, it seems like every week we're talking to a different guy about. All of you guys are, but everybody has different games. It was Anthony last week, JB a couple of weeks ago, you this week. Just kind of talk about how you guys feed off each other.
That's just basically how our offense is. We got a lot of playmakers at receivers, so that's how Coach told us. Say each week it can be somebody new. Just got to make the play when the ball come your way. So that's how we look at it each week. Ball come your way, make a play.
All right, Miles. Big day offensively as a unit and for you. Just kind of talk about the game today.
I felt like we just came out as a whole team today with the mindset that we had to get the job done. We did. The offensive line, they played great today. Gave me holes, found me running lanes, and I just hit them.
You didn't have heavy today. You and Buster stepped up. We've seen you guys come in and do that time and time again. Did you put a little more pressure on yourself today, knowing you had to pick him up, or was it just business as usual?
Every day is business. I knew today that my number would be called more since DeMarcus wasn't going. Therefore, I knew I had to step my game up. But I treat every game as the same. No matter how many carries I can get, I'm still going. When my number's called, give it all I got, help my team.
The really big run you had in the second half, and everybody in the stadium thought that you were down. The play was about to end, I guess, except for you. Kind of talk about that play.
Well, I just remember hitting the linebackers, and I felt the surge behind me, and all my old linemen was just driving me, and I just kept my legs moving, just kept going. I didn't hear a whistle, so I was like, let's go.
Lastly, I want to talk about the offensive line. They really were pushing them around up front. Kind of talk about that unit and their effort today.
Start from the center and all the way to Max Holcomb and Nick Johnson. They just came out today and they blocked their butt off. And they really got after them boys all night and created lanes for us to run when we wanted to run, and good pass pro when we wanted to pass. So they really stepped up big tonight as a whole O-line.